Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's episode of The Fishing Teacher, and really appreciate you guys swinging by the channel and checking it out today. We are going to be talking today, guys, about spinnerbait blade sizes, about just sort of have the discussion on, why different blade sizes work better than others and under the conditions that you want to use them in, because matching the right blade size to your spinnerbait configuration and the conditions you're fishing makes all the difference in the world as far as how many fish you're going to catch on that. And also, guys, just wanted to give everybody a big thank you out there that's been everybody's helping out the channel here lately by subscribing to the channel and using all the links that I put in my description of the videos. Really appreciate you guys doing that, so I just wanted to give everybody a big thank you on that. Okay guys, spinnerbaits, man, they've been around forever. One of the oldest lure categories out there. There's actually been spinnerbaits around since the 1930s. And they still have maintained their effectiveness today. Probably the golden years for spinnerbait fishing was back in the 70s. That's sort of when it came about, and more of the modern type era, single spin and double spin spinnerbaits came out. Before, there was like a lot of those twin spins and some of the more rudimentary type spinnerbaits, but the 70s were really when they sort of came into their own. And today, guys, I want to talk about this blade sizes that you need to use and the considerations when determining a blade size. Now, there's three basic styles of spinnerbait blades. You got the willow leaf blades like this, and then you got a Colorado blade like that, and then you have an Indiana blade, which I don't have one out here, but an Indiana blade is sort of like a little bit narrower Colorado blade. And the Colorado blades, the main difference is Colorado blade is designed to put out the vibration. Willow leaf has more flash and less vibration. But regardless, if you're using a Colorado or willow leaf or an Indiana blade, the same rules apply to the size of the blade on all different styles out there. Now, first of all, let's talk a little bit about small blades and go up to the big ones. Here's a fairly small blade. This is like a number 3, maybe a 3.5 willow leaf, and here's the number 7 willow leaf. These are sort of on the ends of the spectrums as far as you have on a spinnerbait. Now, the times that you want to use the smaller blades normally is when you're using either a smaller downsized spinnerbait, like a little small profile 1/4 ounce spinnerbait, or if you're wanting to reel the spinnerbait faster, because the small blades will allow a spinnerbait to be reeled faster through the water without it going up on its side. You don't have near the vibration with a small one. It's all about the flash. So normally you're using a smaller willow leaf blade in more clear water conditions with smaller spinnerbaits, that type of deal, a little bit faster retrieves. And on the other end of the spectrum, and then we'll get into in-betweens here in a second, but on the other end of the spectrum, the big giant willow leaves like this, like the number 7s here, they're designed to put out more vibration in the water. They're designed to misplace or displace more water, create just more flash, more vibration, everything. And you're normally running the big number 7s, number 6 willow leaves on a much larger spinnerbait, a heavier head like a 3/4 ounce or 1 ounce head with a thicker wire and a larger profile, because that is what's required in order to turn this blade here. Now then you have everything sort of in between that as well. You got some smaller blades, you sort of in between, like this is a number 6 or number 5 right here next to the number 7 versus the number 3.5. So the number 5 in both the willow leaf and the Colorado blades are sort of the workhorses in most spinnerbait fishing. For the most part, you're going to see a number 5 blade and that number 4 to number 6, number 4, 5, 6, those type of blades. Paired up with just your average 1/2 ounce spinnerbait, maybe 3/4 ounce spinnerbait. This gives you a good combination of both flash and vibration. So it's just a good mid-range spinnerbait. It's good under a lot of different conditions out there. But the main thing, guys, is what you want to do when you're determining blade size. You need to determine the size of the spinnerbait you're using. That's going to determine a lot of it. And the next consideration is how much water displacement, how much flash, and how much vibration you want. If you're in a situation where you're fishing shallow, dirty water, you may want more vibration. If you're in a situation where you're fishing a little bit cleaner water, a little bit more open water, you want more flash to draw that fish in from a larger distance. But regardless, guys, there's a time and place for large, medium, and small blades. in spinnerbait fishing. It's just sort of matching the conditions that you're fishing and getting comfortable with that. So anyway, guys, that's just a real broad overview of it. We're going to do some more videos in the future in more detail on that, but that sort of gives you a foundation to begin with if you're not real familiar with it. So hope it helps out, guys. We'll talk later.